Wagwan YouTube, it's Naleen, your Jamaican scholar, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about what it's like being an academic mom who works from home with a baby that is less than a year old. I had my son in February of this year, and in April I went back to work. And since June, I have actually been teaching summer classes online. Now that the summer semester is over, I can share some of the things that I did to cope with the new demands of both work and mommyhood. So let's get into it. So the first thing that I've had to learn being an academic mom is that I have to work in spurts, meaning I can't just make up my mind to block out 5 or 6 hours of the day to get work done. What I have to really do is to work around my son, who is the boss. We're at home. He's an infant. He's not even 6 months old yet. And so that means I have to work for a couple hours if I get that much time, attend to him and then go back to working, whether it's when he's taking a nap or somebody else is taking care of him. So I've had to work really in spurts. That's very, very challenging to kind of get your head around being productive. Especially if you have to get into the zone to grade or to write or to record content for teaching. But unfortunately, that's going to be a reality where you don't have 8 hours to just work uninterrupted. Interruptions are part of the game, and so I've had to learn to just work in spurts. The second thing that I've had to learn how to do is to take help or accept help and actually get away. Now, with my son being so young, it is very natural for me to want to hold him all the time. And when he cries, my first instinct is to run to grab him and try to fix whatever the issue is. But I've had to learn to let his father take care of him, hold on to him for an hour or two, and I just log in, get my headphones on and get some work done. No, I can't say that I'm perfect at this, and I can't say that it isn't something that I'm still working on, because if I hear him crying consistently, I sometimes am rushing down the stairs to go to see what the problem is, and my husband is like, go away, we're fine, go do your work. And that is something that I've had to learn how to do, just to accept that even though I am mommy, somebody else can take care of him, and my husband is making the time available so that I can get some work done in stretches. And so I've had to learn to just let go and accept that help. When it comes to teaching live classes, it is one of the biggest challenges I face. My husband works at night, and most of my summer classes have been at night time. So that has meant that I've had to really work on scheduling my classes. And one of the things that I've done is to actually try to sync my class schedule with my husband's schedule so that he is home when it is time to teach. There are some situations in which I have really no control over my schedule, and in that instance I've had to call on the help of my mother-in-law, who will take my son for walks, play with him, try to keep him quiet while I teach. And I'm telling you, that is a huge blessing for me, because I can tell you that I have tried to teach with him in the room or on my lap, and it was a disaster. He would cry when I was trying to talk. My students, I'd have to be muting my microphone during my live classes. And so I learned pretty quickly that even if I think he's going to be asleep, I really do need somebody around when time comes for live classes. It's very challenging if live classes are at nighttime, which I've had to do, and that is something that I have to think about in future. As long as I'm working from home, as long as I'm teaching online, I have to consider what times of the day my classes are going to be, and making sure that hopefully it doesn't coincide with his bedtime too much, but also getting help at that time, because it's unrealistic to ask an infant to be quiet while I am trying to teach. Another thing that I've had to learn to do is to literally be flexible and adaptable. And that has meant filming content for my courses in the middle of the night, or blocking out hours in the afternoon to filming content on Sundays. And that has been a little bit challenging, trying to deliver your the video lectures, but I've actually had to work on doing that. I've actually had to be disciplined so that when my son goes down for his naps, instead of sitting down and going, all right, time to rest, I have to say, okay, what can I get done now? And of course I'm tempted to really try to do the dishes or try to tidy the house, but I've had to put blinkers on and be like, okay, no, he's going to be asleep for an hour. Let me see how much I can get done. Let me see if I can respond to these emails. Let me see if I can grade 5 papers. And of course, when he goes to bed at night, and so he goes to bed anywhere between 8 and 9, and as soon as he goes to bed, I rush to get something to eat, and the next thing that I'm doing is grading or recording content for my classes. And so that's one of the things that I've had to learn to do, to just to be disciplined, so that even when I would love to just take a breather or just go straight to bed, I've had to learn to basically say, okay, he's asleep now, go do some work. I'm not going to say that it is easy. It's definitely very challenging, but it's something that I've had to do. Otherwise, I'd be even further behind on my courses than I am now. And that's one of the things that the next thing that I would say is that you have to accept that sometimes you're not going to be as on top of things as you usually are. For me personally, I love to have my students' assignments graded within a week and a half after they've been given, and sometimes it's just not possible, because to grade certain types of assignments you really need to be there mentally, and sometimes you just don't have the time, and that when you have a baby, your baby is the boss, right? Your baby is the boss, and when they need you, and there's nobody else and nobody else will do, then you have to pretty much drop everything. And so I've had to make my peace with taking my time with getting certain pieces and deliverables done. And that also means that I have to be honest about timelines and deadlines, and so I've had to, for other tasks and other things, to basically say to students, you're going to have to give me this much time. I will prioritize things that are time sensitive, that are very, very important for you to get back right now, but it might be another week. And I've had to just be very honest with my students so that they can understand that, okay, it's not that I'm ducking, and I'm not saying, oh, I don't have to answer you when you get your grades back, but at the same time I'm saying, okay, this is the time. That also has even shaped kind of my choices in terms of how I will go forward with teaching online, because I have to be careful about what I say yes to. I have to be careful about what times I commit to saying, okay, I am available to teach or to have a meeting. I have to be very, very honest and say, okay, I cannot do this. I am only available this time. These are the parameters within which I can do certain things. And I was one of those persons, and I've always been one of those persons who tries to make the most out of every opportunity and tries to take advantage of as many opportunities as possible. But one of the things that I've had to learn is that I am just not going to be able to do everything. People say you can have it all, and yes, you can have it all, but it has to be on your terms, and you have to understand when the game has changed and change your game plan. And so I am working on changing my game plan as a mom and as an academic, because I do have to continue to do research, I do have to continue to teach, but I have to be able to do all of those things properly and well. And that means being clear about what I can and can't do, and when I can and can't do those things. One of the things that I've been doing, and it's not something that I like to do, and I'm hoping that for going forward for future semesters I will be able to not do this, but I have had to do a little bit of work every single day, Saturday, Sunday, every single day. So whether it is recording lectures, whether it is carving out an hour or two to grade, or to do something on my course site, I've had to really pretty much carve out time out of every day. So normally I'd get up in the mornings and I'd check email, and then I would get going with my day, which means taking care of Leighton, getting him ready for the day, getting him his food, getting, playtime, and when he goes down for a nap, I try to that is my time to take care of me. So that's when I have breakfast, that's when I try to get some exercise in, and then of course my husband would try to come in and take him for a few hours, and so that I can get some uninterrupted work time. And then after that, I'm on his time again, and at the end of that time, I'm normally prepping for classes if I'm going to have a class. And once I'm in my teaching zone again, I'm teaching. When I'm finished teaching, I have to put him to bed, and then I go back to grading, content creation, or something like that. And that's every single weekday. On the weekends, I try to carve out most of my time for family time, but being realistic about kind of the demands, it means that I might have to be recording content, or I might be doing a few hours of grading, and so I try to squeeze a bit of work into every day. Going forward, I'm hoping that I will be able to kind of set aside my weekends for my family time, because family time is very, very important, especially with my son being so small. I want to be able to savor those moments. I don't want to be continually saying, where did the time go? I missed this, I missed that. And the truth is, my baby is the boss. He is the one who kind of dictates my schedule, and there have been times, and there will continue to be times, when I have to really drop everything and kind of, put him first. But as it stands now, I've had to be working on weekends. Is it something I like? No. Is it something that I plan to change? Most definitely. No, I hope you like this video. I know that there are a lot of new moms, a lot of academics out there that are really struggling at this particular time, especially if you are working from home, you have kids who need your attention, but you also have all of these obligations. These are some of the things that I've had to adjust to, given that my son is still not even 6 months old. If you have similar experiences, if you have different coping tools that you've been using, and different ways that you've found to be productive, feel free to share them in the comments below. I hope that you've enjoyed this video, and if you are not currently subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and click on that like button, that subscribe button, share this video with fellow academic mamas out there, and of course I'll see you on the next one. Bye.